What's up, YouTube? It's JackalGoldKick. So we'll see how this goes. I ain't been feeling the most inspired lately with YouTube, and just haven't had really many ideas. But I want to talk about some reason I decided to do, and some more stuff I want to talk about. So I decided to quit my job. For like a month, I worked at Dunkin' Donuts, but I quit because I just couldn't do it anymore. And I feel like it was jeopardizing my sobriety, to be honest with you. So I was looking for a job for a while, and I ended up working. Well, it started at Taco Bell, and that didn't really last too long because there wasn't nothing happening there. I was supposed to work at this other place, but they had some information they wanted some information that I didn't have at the time. Then I did find it, but then the spot got filled. So then it was Dunkin' Donuts. And working there was hell. It was boring. I couldn't keep up with the speed that they constantly critiqued me for, you know. It was a toxic work environment to be in. One of the co-workers always criticized me, gave me a hard time. And I didn't like him. He was a fucking asshole. Even another co-worker said he was an asshole. And it was just a shitty environment, sitting there like, whether it be 5, 6, 7 hours sometimes, doing shit that I did not care about, just for some money. The pay was bi-weekly. And yes, I have money left over from it, so will I get a next-gen console? Most likely. But at the same time, working there caused me to relapse. And I'm not gonna, I'm the kind of person that I'll say a lot of things that I don't care to say. I literally relapsed at work. I did. I relapsed at work yesterday in the bathroom. Yes, the addiction is that bad where I'm using it at a workplace. Yep. And, the stress from the job and not knowing how to deal with that kind of environment, I feel like caused me to relapse. And another thing that caused me to relapse, and I knew this would be a problem, I was trying, one of the things I do when I'm craving an addiction is that one of my ways of dealing with the craving was leaving the house for a walk. But when you're at a job, you cannot do that. And that's another problem. So I ended up quitting Dunkin' Donuts today. It was too stressful to work there. I didn't like the environment. It was toxic. It was killing me. But it was also like, I'm trying to quit an addiction, and I don't know if working at a job right now is the best idea. It's funny because people told me that working a job would actually help with my addiction recovery, but I feel like it didn't make a difference. And I also still kind of felt like life sucked when I was working at a job because I wasn't making friends there, and more of my time was used up anyways, And I think for me, at the moment, I'm not really in a rush to get back into the work field, I just really ain't. I'd rather focus on getting sober from my addiction and focus on other things, because getting sober from an addiction is hard, and when you put too much on the plate, it becomes too much. It's like, how are you supposed to commit to staying sober if you're working at a job you hate? I feel like you're going to want to do nothing but get high on whatever addiction it is when you're working at a shitty job. So I tried it for a month. I got the work experience. I did make some money from it. I will be able to get a next-gen console at least, but at the moment, I just don't think a work environment is something I'm going to be able to do. I think for now, I'd rather just focus on being sober from my addiction, focusing on some fitness and the YouTube stuff, and that's about it. Dialing it back. Even if things in my life take a step back in terms of like money or certain other things, being sober and not using the addiction is a huge win. And I would just I can't. Taking on too many things is just too much. It's too much for me to handle and deal with. Taking on too much, it caused me to break and crash and relapse. And then I binged yesterday as well after that relapse, because I was trying to take on too much. I was trying to work a job that was full-time. Then I was also trying to manage my weight, but then manage the diet, but then do dumbbell workouts, but then run YouTube channels and have time for my hobbies and responding to comments. It's too much to deal with. So that's where I am at the moment with the whole job thing, to be honest with you. And that's kind of where I'm at. I haven't really been feeling the most inspired with YouTube and feeling like creating content. I'll probably just post this without doing anything to it. It's just kind of where my headspace is. And I'm in a weird place because some of the things in life that people go for is not what I want to do. You know, I'm not in a rush to have kids or even be in a relationship, because then you're just having to make more money to provide for that person and to provide for having kids if you do decide to have kids. I still want to have fun. I still want to play games and stuff, but then I also don't want the addiction. So I'm in a weird place. So I will be able to afford the next gen console, which is good. But at the moment, that's where I'm at. And I just don't see how I'm going to be able to work a job and do everything else I want to do. And at the most important part, be sober. I just don't think it's going to be possible. So, yeah, I just don't think it's going to be possible, to be honest with you. So that's kind of where I'm at. Wanted to do a video just talking about some things. And that's why I quit Dunkin' Donuts. And it's just kind of, yeah, everything summed up, basically. So, yeah. Maybe other jobs out there won't be as bad as Dunkin' Donuts, but I don't know. This is just what makes the most sense to me at the moment. But that's it for this video. Check out links in the description for channels and merch and all that. But that's it for this video. Peace out.